Welcome back to Emperor of Estates. In today's lesson, we're diving into one of the most essential pillars of community governance, voting procedures. Let's explore how decisions are made fairly and effectively in community associations. Voting is how the collective voice of the members is heard. There are 5 basic types of voting in associations. General consent is the simplest. It assumes unanimous agreement unless someone objects. Voice vote is where members say aye or no out loud to cast their vote. A show of hands allows for visual confirmation of votes. Roll call is used when each member's vote must be recorded individually. Ballots, either paper or electronic, are used for formal, private voting processes. The governing documents, like the declaration, bylaws, and articles, outline specific voting procedures. For condominiums and cooperatives, Florida law has strict procedures under Statutes 719 and 719. A first notice of election must be sent to all owners 60 days before the election. Anyone wishing to run must file a notice of intent at least 40 days before the vote. Homeowners associations, HOAs, follow their bylaws, as Florida Statute 720 provides limited election guidance. Nominating committees are not allowed in condos and co-ops, but are permitted in HOAs. In HOAs, nominations from the floor are allowed unless voting is done in advance. Let's talk about balloting. For elections, candidates must be listed alphabetically by last name. In condos, secret ballots are mandatory. A first notice must be sent out 60 days before the election. A second notice must go out at least 14 days prior, including the ballot and any candidate info sheets. Info sheets must be provided 35 days before the election and cannot exceed 1 page. No write-ins or nominations from the floor are allowed in condos and co-ops. Ballots must have no markings except for vote selections. Voters place their completed ballot in a small inner envelope. This envelope is then sealed and placed inside a larger outer envelope. The outer envelope must have the voter's name, unit number, and a signature space. Ballots can be hand-delivered or mailed to the association. Once submitted, a ballot cannot be changed or rescinded. If there are too many or too few votes, a revote must be taken. A mistake means the integrity of the election is at risk, and it must be corrected. Let's talk about internet voting. It's allowed but requires written consent from the owner. There must be a way to verify the voter's identity. The system must keep votes secret and secure. Now, let's talk about developer rights. The developer starts by appointing the board of directors. As more units are sold, owners gradually gain control of the board. In an HOA, when 50% of parcels are sold, members can elect at least 1 board member. After 90% are sold, members must elect a majority of the board within 3 months. In a condo, once 15% of units are sold, owners get to elect at least 1/3 of the board. The full transition from developer to owner control happens through a transition meeting. The developer must turn over all records, warranties, plans, permits, and financials within 90 days of the owners gaining majority control. They must also provide an engineer's inspection report for the condo's common elements. Let's explore eligibility. Eligibility is based on what's written in the bylaws and articles. Most associations require directors to be members. In condos or co-ops with more than 10 units, co-owners cannot serve on the board at the same time, unless they own multiple units or not enough candidates are available. A person who is more than 90 days overdue in assessments is ineligible. A person convicted of a felony is also ineligible, unless their civil rights have been restored for 5 years. Newly elected or appointed board members must complete a written certification or board education within 90 days. Failure to do so results in automatic suspension. Terms of board members vary. Unless otherwise stated, directors serve 1-year terms. Condominium board members may serve up to 2-year staggered terms, with a maximum of 8 consecutive years, unless exceptions apply. Let's close with voting certificates. A voting certificate designates who can vote for a unit with multiple owners. It is signed and becomes part of the official records. Corporations must submit voting certificates signed by the president and attested by the secretary. And there you have it, your full guide to voting procedures in community associations. Understanding these rules ensures fair governance and helps protect every member's voice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Emperor of Estates for more insights into community association laws, board duties, and fair elections. Let us know your thoughts on this lesson in the comments. Emperor of Estates, hash HOA voting, hash condo elections, hash board of directors, hash community associations, hash Florida, HOA law, slash association voting, ha emperor, university, flat emperor, artificial intelligence, slash emperor science, and fiction, slash emperor nature, emperor aviation, emperor entertainment, emperor music,